Hello, everyone. I think I'm here to help ease the transition to the next part of our agenda, which is important, although somewhat limited. As you know, I formerly acted as the HEP 2.0 coordinator, and I now have resumed my permanent position as the EPA Region 2 Climate Change Coordinator. The timing was coincidental that this would become such a highly relevant, synergistic topic area. And so I want to say two things at the outset. One, that the work I did on HEP 2.0, I believe, is very promising, and I think you're in very good hands working with Doug and Alyssa Arkaya on this next phase of HEP 2.0, and I fully support integrating the climate adaptation aspects into this pursuit. I think this will be an amazing opportunity for the HEP program. Having said that, I'm here today with my climate change coordinator hat on, and I want to talk to you about something that has begun before and outside of the Sandy incident, in fact, at the national level, and something that has, I think, as a sign of good timing, will come to pass as an adaptation planning process in EPA Region 2 over the course of the next first quarter of the new year. And so my bottom line message is to all of you that we will be doing adaptation planning at EPA Region 2, and we would very much like for the New York, New Jersey Harbor Estuary Program to be a part of that. That's the one message I wanted to send to all of you. Just to give you a little more context, an executive order in 2009 called for an interagency climate change adaptation task force that developed recommendations on adapting to climate change domestically and internationally. And this was delivered to the President in October of 2010. One of the key recommendations called for every federal agency to develop and implement a climate adaptation plan. In June of 2011, Administrator Jackson issued a policy on climate adaptation and required every regional EPA office to develop an adaptation plan. And that is what we are doing right now. So in the next quarter of this year and before June 28th of 2013, all the EPA regional offices will submit adaptation plans to the Council on Environmental Quality, the White House. The key elements of this plan, and this is all I'm going to talk about because I want to give you time for the next part of your agenda. There are 8 areas of focus for this plan, and they include vulnerability assessment, which is something we have a tremendous amount of information on following Sandy, actions on climate adaptation, which is key to implementation, obviously, things that work with our agency-wide strategic measures. Now, the EPA agency-wide strategic plan for 2011 through 2015 does include 3 areas of climate adaptation that include financial mechanisms, and I'll let you look at that, or you can speak to me afterwards about that. Legal and enforcement issues, so exploring how climate adaptation can be folded into these mechanisms. Training and outreach, partnership with tribes, vulnerable populations and places, and finally, evaluation and pilot projects. So these are the areas of emphasis for our adaptation plan. The national EPA adaptation plan has not yet been released. We expect that it will be public very soon. And this will have an indication of the national priorities for adaptation planning, which of course the regional plan will also be nested in. So that's all I want to say about adaptation planning, and I already gave you my bottom line message, which is the tremendous outreach that that Scenic Hudson was already discussing that has occurred up on the Hudson River among communities, and all of your networks and inroads into engaging important stakeholders for adaptation planning that we would love to leverage through the estuary program in the next quarter of this year. Thank you.